What's going on, y'all? And as we heal and work towards things, and I've been seeing so many other videos, it's just confirmation that a lot of us are on the same healing journey, or we're all having this collective awakening or collective consciousness on various different topics. Everything from socioeconomic class status to healing from toxic behaviors and toxic relationship patterns. I've seen so many people's videos, literally back to back, with the same topic of discussion. And the topic is typically around understanding, one, stop allowing people to play in your face over and over again. Why you need to have boundaries that are healthy and firm. Why you need to pay attention to the first red flag instead of allowing numerous red flags to come right behind the first red flag and you still sticking around. Also not learning what settling really means, because settling in of itself isn't just about a romantic partnership. Settling could be everything from you not really going for any of your dreams, you not being, whether it's going for the job promotion or applying for the job that you really want, even down to your physical body. If you know that you always wanted, Sophie, if you know that you always wanted to have a six-pack, a V-cut, or you wanted to gain weight and bulk up and have a lot of muscle and strength, or whatever it is, and you never went for it, you're settling. So it can mean various things, It can mean many different things. Every time I come out here, I always have a moment. Out here in the country, if you will. Well, it is. I mean, it is. But rest in peace, Papa. I always come out when I can. It's not often. I might come out here a few times out of the year, being completely honest. But when I come out here, I pay my respects. Rest in peace, Papa. Out by the pond with one of my babies, Sophie girl. Sophie. We gotta cut that back there. That's just... Okay, which is why we don't be cutting it all in one half. But anyways, the point of this, again, is realizing you don't have to settle for BS. And a lot of us have to start recognizing when the manipulation is taking place and catching on to it right then and there, instead of sitting up being shocked and surprised later on when things are the everything that you ignored or you kind of pushed to the wayside and was well, that everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe that triggered her. Listen, it really doesn't matter. I'm here to tell you, the amount of times that you continue to let shit slide will be basically giving the person who's doing you dirty a timeline or a gauge, if you will, of how much you're willing to put up with, how much you're willing to take, how much toxicity you're willing to deal with, aka how much are you willing to settle. And a lot of us need to start asking ourselves that, like, how much are you willing to settle? Because the shit be hurting. You sitting up giving and giving, going above and beyond. You really want it to work, and it don't work out. Because I think another thing that a lot of us are learning too is it doesn't matter what type of relationship. For a relationship to work, it has to be reciprocal. Healthy relationships don't exist when you have one doing everything while the other is doing nothing. When there's not a respect for each other, when there's not honesty for each other, transparency for each other, communication for each other, with each other. You know, it's just so much to it. And you got people who are going to be